Your mind is the most complex machine in the universe, and you were handed the keys without an owner's manual. It's full of hidden code, secret biases, and strange paradoxes that control up to 95% of your life without your permission. We go through life assuming we are in the driver's seat, but most of the time, we're just passengers. Today, we are opening up that user manual. We are going to decode 13 profound psychological facts about your own mind. This isn't just trivia, this is a guide to self-awareness. By understanding these hidden programs, you move from being a puppet to your own psychology to becoming a wise and compassionate observer of it. Let's begin. 1. New habits take about 66 days. The old myth was 21 days. But a landmark study found that, on average, it takes about 66 days for a new behavior to become truly automatic. Our brains build habits by creating and strengthening neural pathways. This process of physical change takes time and repetition. The first few weeks are the hardest because you are literally carving a new path through the jungle of your mind with sheer willpower. After about 2 months, that path becomes a well-worn road and the habit starts to run on autopilot. If you're trying to start a new habit, like going to the gym, and you're struggling after 3 weeks, you are not failing. You are normal. The finish line is just further away than you were told. Give yourself at least 2 months of consistent effort. 2. We blame others' character, but our own situation. When someone else cuts you off in traffic, you think, "What a selfish jerk." When you cut someone off, you think, "I'm so sorry. I'm just really late for an important meeting." This is the fundamental attribution error. When we observe others, we only see their actions, so we attribute those actions to their core character. But when we observe ourselves, we are aware of all the situational pressures we're under. We give ourselves the grace of context, but we often deny it to others. This is a call for intellectual humility. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to look at others' actions with empathy, writing, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." Before you judge someone's character, try to imagine the situation they might be in. This simple shift is a powerful practice in compassion. 3. Loneliness is as dangerous as smoking. We often think of loneliness as just a sad feeling, but our brains and bodies perceive it as a serious threat, as dangerous to our long-term health as a 15-cigarette-a-day habit. Humans are the most social species on the planet. When we're isolated, our brains go into a state of high alert, increasing the production of stress hormones. Long-term loneliness is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and dementia. Aristotle stated that man is by nature a social animal. He knew that a life lived in isolation is a life lived against our very nature. The guide: prioritize genuine quality human connection. It's not a luxury. It's as essential to your health as diet and exercise. 4. Power can literally damage your brain. The phrase "power corrupts" isn't just a metaphor, it's a neurological event. Studies have shown that the experience of holding a position of power can diminish our brain's capacity for empathy. It can shut down the neural pathways, particularly the mirror neurons, that are responsible for understanding the emotions of others. A newly promoted manager, who was once friendly and empathetic, might become distant and detached, not because they've become a bad person, but because their brain is literally changing. If you are in a position of power, consciously practice empathy. Actively listen, ask questions, and make a deliberate effort to see the world from the perspective of those you lead. 5. Your mind wanders for at least 30% of the day. Even when you are trying to focus, your mind is in a state of mind wandering. for a minimum of 30% of the time. While it can be a problem for focus, this default mode network is not a flaw. It's the source of our creativity, long-term planning, and self-reflection. It's the mental workshop where your brain connects old ideas to create new ones. Don't beat yourself up for mind-wandering. Your brain is doing what it's designed to do. When you need to focus, simply and gently guide your attention back to the present moment, without judgment, like a kind teacher guiding a student back to their work. 6. The 7-year itch is a real phenomenon. Many long-term relationships hit a major crisis point around the 7-year mark. While the exact reason is still debated, one powerful theory is that it's tied to our natural cycles of personal growth. Every 7 to 10 years, we tend to go through a major re-evaluation of our identity, values, and life choices. If the relationship hasn't grown and evolved along with the two individuals in it, this becomes a natural breaking point. Don't fear the 7-year mark. Prepare for it. The best relationships are not the ones that avoid change, but the ones that successfully navigate it together. See it as a scheduled opportunity to consciously re-choose each other and redefine your partnership for the next chapter. 7. Your brain cells physically react to your emotions. Your thoughts and feelings are not just abstract events. They are physical, biological realities that change your body on a cellular level. When you experience an emotion, your brain releases chemical messengers called neuropeptides. These peptides attach to receptors on your cells. If you are constantly in a state of anger, your cells can literally create more receptors for anger peptides. You can become biologically addicted to the very emotion you wish to escape. This is scientific proof that you can change your body by changing your mind. By practicing emotions like gratitude and compassion, you are literally teaching your cells to become more receptive to joy and peace. 8. You can be tricked into a false memory. Your memories are not perfect recordings. They are highly suggestible and can be easily manipulated. Memory is a reconstructive process. Every time you recall an event, your brain rebuilds it. In a famous experiment, people who watched a video of a car crash and were asked how fast the cars were going when they smashed each other, remembered the cars going much faster, and even remembered seeing broken glass that wasn't there, than people who were asked the same question with the word hit. Nietzsche understood this fragility, writing, "I have done that," says my memory. "I cannot have done that," says my pride. Eventually, memory yields. The guide. Be humble about your own memories. Understand that they are not infallible records of the past, but stories your mind is telling itself in the present. 9. Breaking a rule makes us want to break more. When we feel our freedom is being overly restricted by a rule we see as unjust, we don't just want to break that one rule. We feel an urge to break more rules. This is a phenomenon known as reactance. It's our brain's way of trying to re-establish its sense of freedom and control. It's why a teenager, who is grounded for a minor infraction, might sneak out and engage in even riskier behaviors. If you are a leader or a parent, understand that overly strict, authoritarian rules often backfire, creating rebellion instead of compliance. The wisest leaders provide freedom within clear, reasonable boundaries. 10. 95% of your decisions are made subconsciously. You think you are making conscious, deliberate choices all day long. The truth is, you're mostly on autopilot. An estimated 95% of our daily decisions are made by our subconscious mind. Our subconscious uses a vast network of stored habits, beliefs, and past experiences to make these choices for us, saving our conscious mind's limited energy for new or complex problems. The pioneers of this inner world, like Freud and Jung, were the first to map this hidden territory. You are not consciously creating your life. Your habits are. This is why changing your habits is the most profound form of self-improvement. By consciously designing your daily routines, you are programming the subconscious mind that will run 95% of your life for you. 11. We fall for the sunk cost fallacy. We will continue to invest time or money into a failing project or a bad relationship just because we've already invested so much. This irrational behavior is called the sunk cost fallacy. Our brains are wired to hate losses. Abandoning the project feels like accepting a definite loss, which is very painful. So, we continue to throw good money, or time, after bad, hoping to turn the situation around, even when the rational choice is to walk away. The next time you are faced with this situation, ask yourself one simple question. Knowing what I know now, if I were starting from scratch today, would I still invest in this? If the answer is no, then you have your answer. 12. We are wired to copy each other, mirror neurons. We learn and empathize by unconsciously mimicking the people around us on a neural level. Scientists have discovered mirror neurons in the brain. These are brain cells that fire not only when we perform an action, but also when we observe someone else performing that same action. When you see someone smile, the part of your brain associated with smiling fires, as if you were smiling yourself. They are the neurological basis of empathy and social learning. You are constantly and unconsciously mirroring the people around you. This is the scientific proof behind the old wisdom. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your company wisely. 13. Control is often an illusion. We are encouraged to believe we are the masters of our own destiny, but we have a tendency to overestimate our ability to control events. The illusion of control is our brain's built-in defense mechanism against anxiety. Believing we're in control gives us a sense of safety, even when that belief is completely unfounded, like a sports fan wearing a lucky jersey. This is the ultimate wisdom of Stoicism. The goal is not to control the world, but to control your response to a world that will always be uncontrollable. True power is found in focusing on the very small domain you have absolute control over, your own choices and reactions, and accepting the rest with grace. Your mind is not the simple, logical machine you think it is. It is a beautiful, strange, and often contradictory collection of ancient programs. But by understanding these patterns, we move from being a puppet to our own psychology, to becoming a wise and compassionate observer of it. This knowledge doesn't just blow your mind, it gives you the power to consciously and deliberately build a better one. And that is the true beginning of wisdom.